Alright, I'm on the second week of my break from dating, a spring cleaning of my dating life, if you will, 2021. One of the biggest benefits I noticed during the last 2 weeks is that I find I stand up for myself a whole lot better when I'm not clouded by having a crush with some of the people that I have to deal with. So I'm back home in Redmond, Washington right now. We've kind of returned to work partially in person. And sometimes I have to deal with my coworkers or my manager, and I have a crush on these people, and it really clouds boundaries. Don't get me wrong, I don't do anything crazy with them, but I sometimes concede things that I don't need to just because I want to be agreeable to these people, even when it doesn't make sense. Right? In previous videos, I talked about biases and discrimination. The truth is, a lot of times I bring it upon myself, right? I talk about how some of my coworkers get better treatment because they have family members to tend to. The truth is, sometimes I bring it upon myself. I let them walk all over me because, well, I kind of want favors. Well, I'll probably never get any favor from them, but in my mind, I want the favors, and it clouds my relationship with some of these people. But now that I've determined to take a break from all sorts of personal relationships, that hasn't seemed to be a bother for me over the last couple of weeks. I'll have to think hard how I go back to dating, though. I don't want this to be a permanent event, and I'll have to think hard about how I do that. I mean, it is a small world we live in, after all. It's not like, especially after quarantine, it's not like I can just go to the Rocky Mountains every time I decide I want to start dating again, right? So I'll have to think hard about how to not allow that to affect my professional life. Thought I'd talk about a little bit about how my last few years of a personal life. I became very happily single almost 5 years ago to the day today. I was dating a girl many years my junior. We got into an argument. She lived with her parents. I was at their home. We got into an argument because my girlfriend couldn't find me. I was busy writing a computer game. She thought I was cheating on her. And it was a Friday night, and I stormed out of their place. And I got so lost in thought. They lived in Bellevue, Washington. I was going to drive home to Redmond. It's like a three-mile drive. I was so lost in thought, I ended up in Ellensburg, Washington, if you can believe it. And I didn't know what it was called at the time. I went to Wild Horses Monument Rest Stop. It was March, and got clear skies. You know, I looked to the sky, and the Milky Way was out, Jupiter was out, Saturn was out. I was having such a good time viewing all that I forgot all about the girl. And that place has become one of my favorite places to view the night sky. I hope to go there next month. There's a lunar eclipse, almost exactly a month from now, because we have a full moon right now. I hope to go there. And that was one of the longest times that I ever been solosexual. I ended up staying with myself for over 2 years that time, until I met, another girl that I almost proposed to. I met a girl 3 years ago. I was gonna propose to her on December 21st, 2020, because Jupiter and Saturn would be in conjunction. And I remember having such a good time when I was single, viewing Jupiter and Saturn getting closer and closer each month. I used to love to go to Wild Horses Monument. So when I was with the girl, I called that phase of my life my single life grand finale, because it was going to come to a bang at the end, just like Cassini grand finale, Cassini crashing into Saturn. Well, 9 months before arrival day, we had to stay 6 feet apart. And I became so happy when I was 6 feet apart from her. I wrote a number of computer games. I came out here to take walks. And I became solosexual again for another 10 months. So, I like to give my relationships nicknames. So the one that I started when I broke up with the girl and went out to Ellensburg, I call that Solosexual Interstellar, because I spent so many hours viewing the night sky. And then I broke up with the girl that I was going to propose to, and that became Solosexual 6 Feet Apart, for obvious reasons, right? And Interstellar lasted 2 years, 6 Feet Apart lasted 10 months. And then I met a girl. I was trying to get over my social anxiety problems. Businesses had reopened to 25%, and it was a good stepping stone. And I met a girl at a local restaurant, and I was planning to see how things would turn out, and to make a decision by the solar eclipse this year, June 10th. 2021. June 11 and 13 are important anniversaries to me, so I thought I would add one more anniversary in that week. But we realized that we weren't meant for each other, and so I begin my current solosexual relationship, which I call Solosexual Re Emerge, because I'm re-emerging into the new reopenings, and also re-emerging from my social anxiety problems. And here I am, and the last couple of weeks, what I really like is that I'm no longer clouded in my thoughts on people in my business life, and I like it. I hope to carry these lessons into my the next time I start dating again. But I think that's going to be tricky. I get so messed up. I've known that since I was a kid, that anytime a girl is involved, my decision making goes out the window. I've known that since I was a kid. We would, I'd have all these plans laid out, and then I would see a girl and everything would go out the window. When I was working on my PhD, I had a girl take advantage of me financially. I lost most of my life savings when I was in high school. I didn't realize that you could go to a high school dance without a partner. I wish I did. It caused me a lot of strife. I ended up not going to events like that. It caused me a lot of grief and jealousy and all that, when I should have just gone. I'm a private tutor right now, and sometimes when I hear some of my students have grief like that, I tell them to just go and have fun and be themselves. And I hope they're listening to me. I often don't follow up with these things because I let them live their own lives. But I tell them my own experience with that, and I let them make their own choice. But anyways, the beginning of my new relationship, I guess, Solosexual Re Emerge. I am well. I guess you could start counting from Easter Sunday is when I my first major solosexual date during this current relationship. Thanks for watching.